Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike with smartoptiontrading.com. It's Friday, the 12th of April. This is the weekly recap. So, the week that was, guys, this was a very, very tough week to trade in the markets. And, you know, try to keep everybody bullish focused all week. This nice trend continues. Every time we get into the top of the Bollinger Band, we pull back. We get a little hot, we pull back. And on Monday morning, we talked about how the markets were hot. And by Tuesday morning, we were screaming hot in the top of the Bollinger Band from Monday, right? From Monday's close, rather. And the put to call ratio was through the roof. And we got this nice control pullback. Didn't even just about kiss the 8 day. And here we are making a new range high and only now about $3 off the all-time high. And isn't that amazing how quickly the SPY has done it and what a very nice controlled move this has been? Next week we go into a very busy week. Earnings season kicks in. We're putting charts up on Sunday. We have options expiration, and the market's coming in again and getting a little extended, but the Bollinger Band's moving up and has room. RSI is running a little hot. That said, we look at the market and everything looks really, really good and fine here. Today was definitely a morning, though, to take profits. And if you took profits on the morning, you probably did really, really good. If you sat in things, you probably aren't so happy. So, what really was good this morning? First of all, JP Morgan. JP Morgan's earnings were great out of the Bollinger Band here. The rest of the banks report next week. Wells Fargo was bad, but Wells Fargo is kind of always considered to be bad. What did I do today, guys? Honestly, I just kind of cleaned up today. For what it's worth, I came in today long a little bit of square. I took a small loss quickly on the open on this as it wasn't acting right in next week's 76 calls. I came in long Boeing. The weekly 276 calls, I sold those for a nice gain on the open. And I came in long short lift on the May 150 puts, and I sold them for a profit down into this push down. And then I sat tight. And if you look at things for this week, the flow has overall been bullish, but we're starting to see that mixing now of earnings flow, and which is mixed up at this point, right? So for today, there's only three things that really caught my attention as the big things to look at, and those were Microsoft, the July 120s. There was a ton of those bought, and to put this in perspective, right now, come on, my scanner is just hung up on me. 24,000 of those now traded. 11,000 of the 125. So big buying there in July. Billy, okay, pull that back up for you. Billy, the June 20 calls, right? Big buying there. My scanner's having issues all of a sudden. There it is. 5,700 of those today. Okay. What's Billy? Billy's a Chinese, a recent IPO. Chart's trying to curl up. We'll see. I like the look of it. We had big buying in Hoya this week yesterday. Okay. The first day was sold. Yesterday looked like buying, but the candle's not acting great. So I'd be careful with this name. And lastly was EA. Now, EA is interesting to me here because they're coming up on earnings. They bought the April 101 calls. Okay, so they bought them right at the money, just in the money, and earnings are coming. And if they've managed to do some monetization of Apex Legends, this could really go. Overall, the flow has been this week. Mostly, what the market did this week is it gave names to play with this week, whether it was Nvidia on a day, right, when it was hot, or AMD, right? One day it was here, this day, woke up, went, right? That was when. Tuesday, right? I'm sorry, Wednesday, right? When the market gave names to play. Apple gave a play this week, right? Early, then came back in. The market gave things to play throughout the week, whether picking the day. And what we saw was momentum flow into names. And that's something that this market's doing a really good job of, is catching momentum flow and moving it forward. And that's really what we're looking for. A lot of these big, unusual call blocks are just not working. And for people who keep trying them and say these aren't working, well, they're not working because you're trying, you're trying too hard. So for me this week, I didn't trade aggressively. The action was tough, but I traded based upon flow and what was going on, and kept my losers small. Very small loss on Amazon, small loss on Twitter, small loss on Square, and then whether it was Roku or Baba or Twitter or Boeing, whatever, These all worked out really, really nicely. And it was very for a solid grinding type week, not a home run hitting week for me, just a solid week. But you'll take that. And, that's when you look at that, you'll take that every week. A nice mix of options in common, constantly putting money in my pocket and protecting profits. And I think that's the nature of things. I did a webinar last night talking about being patient, and you have to stay patient. Um, you know, this market will try to wear you out and grind you out, and that's what coming into this time of year, it's very, very tough. So I hope you all had a good week trading. I'll post charts for everybody on Sunday. And if you like what I do, please come check me out, Mike at smartoptiontrading.com. You can come to Real Time Options Flow. And, every day we do a morning setups video, a nightly recap video, all the option flow trading during the week, during the day is posted on private Twitter. You have access to me where they're looking for you, telling you, focusing you on where to be trading that day as the flow comes in based upon news and what's going on in the marketplace. And we do a weekly teaching webinar every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Sign up if you'd like, $25 for the first 30 days, and it's $100 a month. Cancel anytime directly on PayPal. Thanks, everybody, for listening to this video. I hope you guys had a great week and have a great weekend, and I will catch you guys all on Monday morning. Ciao.